Hey everyone, today I'll be doing a bit of a how-to video since I actually haven't done one of those in a while. We'll look at how I clean and maintain my handheld consoles and controllers. Now, I'm not a person who really hates anything or anyone, but I make an exception for dirty controllers and handheld consoles. I hate them. Human slime is disgusting. I don't need that shit festering on my electronics. The worst is when people eat chips or pizza or whatever while gaming. Do these things have to be combined into one activity? Obviously, people can do what they want with their stuff, but I hate it when these so-called people smear their hand cheese all over my controllers. Something like that will get you disqualified from my house pretty quickly. Wash your friggin' hands. Obviously, controllers and handhelds will get sticky and icky after a while. It's just natural after all. Hands sweat, and after hours of gaming, it eventually is just going to become a little gross. Thankfully, the procedure is not hard or time-consuming if things aren't too cruddy. Whatever the case may be, here are the things you're going to need. Microfiber cloth, paper towels or unused toilet paper, Q-tips, rubbing alcohol, screen cleaning solution, and an X-Acto knife as a weapon against filth. If your device is pretty clean, a microfiber cloth is the only thing you probably need to get dust and fingerprints off of it. Handheld consoles all have touchscreens now, so fingerprints are just going to happen, especially since some games really encourage their use. Things can get really grimy after a few sessions. If the handheld or controller gets a little tacky from sweat, I like to wipe it down with a bit of rubbing alcohol. It is a liquid, so it's a good idea to dab the paper towel or microfiber cloth a little so it doesn't get too wet. You don't want it to go into the holes and crevices and into the device. Q-tips are good for hard-to-reach areas. Every handheld and controller is different, of course, but there are some things to keep in mind. For example, I try to avoid getting any of the sticker sweat. For screens, I prefer to use screen cleaning solution and a microfiber cloth, since I don't want to damage the touchscreens or leave any lint behind. Also, I wouldn't recommend double dipping your Q-tips into the rubbing alcohol. Don't really want to put any grime into the bottle, especially if you're going to use the same bottle to disinfect a wound. For that reason, I have a dedicated bottle for video games. Now, if you've got something that's really filthy, you're going to have to be a bit more aggressive. I have a few second-hand controllers and handhelds that were so disgusting I could barely look at them, let alone touch them. With those, I just set them on fire, wipe everything down with rubbing alcohol, using paper towels and Q-tips like usual, just a whole lot more of them. But there's one thing you can't clean, and that's this little ridge here where the two plastic pieces come together. For that, I like to use an X-Acto knife. Just so you know, you can use thumbtacks or those plastic iPod prying tools as a safer alternative, but I prefer the risk of damage and personal harm. If you want to be extra thorough, you can obviously take apart whatever you're cleaning, but I only really do that if there's something like dust behind the screen, buttons aren't working, or something like that. The disassembly procedure varies greatly from device to device, so I would recommend to search the internet or YouTube for instructions. Anyways, that's how I clean my stuff. I hope it was helpful, and I'll see you again soon.